What's
was
the
the other tall
episode?
white guy? Was that McNeil? Because it looked like he had a little bit of a mullet. I didn't realize he was that tall. If it's him.
I don't know, man. But if you saw the first half of that video, when Pete Alonso comes in first before any of the other players come in, and he is so white, he's blinding.
I know, but it's awesome because you know what?
I mean, I have never seen like he does the white man's overbite.
He does the
Perfect.
white man, yeah.
Oh, you never been to one of my family parties then, but he
man.
you know what? I don't even care. He is so awesome. He was in there doing his thing, having a great time. He didn't
Oh
even
no,
care.
it's hilarious and I love it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I love every bit of it. He was the first one to go out there and jump in on it. So
it was awesome.
So
real quick, I'm
Hey,
just going to give on the pitchers, Rodriguez for Houston. I'm going to give their name, their record, their ERA, and that's that.
Wait. First.
11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Yo!
Wait. Stop. Keith, were we live?
Oh yeah. We've been live the whole time, man. For you guys jamming, having a good time. That video is going to make.
Oh my God! All right. I'm glad we talked about how we were going to start this show, just so that we knew what we were doing.
And that's exactly
the
how
only one that knew what we were doing was Joe.
We started it with "Oh my God," and then a little.
You
bit.
know
Now
what,
I say, "Oh my God." Now I say, "Oh my God."
That was
This is on.
I have something to say, Joe. That was real douchey, but I'm not mad because I really appreciate the humor in that.
All right, well,
everybody got a little behind the scenes peek of what we do as the show starts. So
yeah, I'm glad everybody got a behind the scenes peek of what we do. I'm very, very happy that I hope that this show.
No, we only went live when "Oh my God" started, dude.
No, this specific show is not going to be broadcast after this show. After I'm done, we're cutting. Let me just say something here.
Wait, did I say?
Well,
you know what? Let's just start it. Let's just go. Let's just start. Okay?
Hold on, real quick, Joe. Did I say anything inappropriate? I don't recall. I hope not.
You know what? Honestly,
I'm very prone to doing that.
First of all,
wow.
I don't think you guys were talking like backstage talk.
Wow!
You were starting to talk about the pictures, and I'm like, wait a minute. First, we got to start the show.
Wow!
I really appreciate the humor, so I'm all for it.
Listen, we've only been doing this. We've only been doing this for 4 or 5 years already, so we're kind of still in the training phase. All right, well, let's just. Sure, you did. Let's just start this show. We'll talk about this after we're done because we're gonna have a little talk.
I'm just, in my defense, let me just say, I opened exactly the way we discussed we were gonna open it.
I could have said something completely inappropriate.
You could have.
I could have dropped an R bomb.
You know what? I kind of, well, maybe not an R bomb, but I wish somebody would have dropped an F bomb or something by mistake.
Calm down. All right. What? I don't even know what show we're on right now because I was kind of looking at that right now. Since producer Joe knows.
I know how to fix this. No, wait. Wrong one.
Yeah.
Wait, here it
Takes it off.
There you go. It's all better now.
We have no control. What?
You want to dance?
Welcome.
You want to dance? Do you want to dance? Let's dance.
we're talking. Okay.
If we don't,
Now that
this episode's going to get removed for copyright anyway. So
this
But go
episode's
ahead.
gonna get removed for a lot of other reasons besides just the copyright. But let's just say we started off the show really good. We hit a home run and we started chanting, "Oh my God!" Right? That's the
You know
whole
what?
premise of this thing.
you know what?
And
We scored right there in the bottom of the
oh
first.
my God, Producer Joe, I don't know what we're gonna do with you one of these days. One of these days, Producer Joe, bang
This is
zoom.
what happens when the show
So
moves to Friday and you're in my whiskey zone. You know, that's what happens. So,
Wait, since we haven't gotten into Mets at all yet, Rodriguez, over your, I guess, I don't know if that's your right shoulder or left shoulder because everything gets a little mirrored. Have you guys watched The House of the Dragon yet?
no, I have not a single episode.
Yeah, I've been wanting to. House of the Dragon is a spin-off for.
All right. This is a baseball show. You can House of the Dragon on your own time.
But
I
And
got
now
now.
I'm into basketball and
Now
Roch's
I'm hungry. Now I'm hungry. So we're gonna finish this show quick.
Since you asked, I'm on my third rewatch of Lost. I'm watching Lost again. I'm binging it, and I already saw it 3 times. This is my 4th time.
Do you understand it yet, or?
No, not at all. I'm still confused, and I'm on my 4th watching. And my wife says to me, "Oh, is this? They're all dead the whole time on the island, right? And it's purgatory." I'm like, "No." She's like, "What is it?" I'm like,
Maybe.
I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe one of these watches it'll make sense. But I'm sorry, Rodriguez. You don't watch Lost. I'm sorry.
It was only 20. It was only on 20 years ago.
No, it was like 12 years ago, you know.
All right. Well, guess what? Yeah, they were in purgatory. They were all dead. It was a dream.
No, that wasn't it though. No,
Enjoy the show.
Oh, okay. There you go.
it.
Thank you. Done.
Okay.
You know
Are we
what?
ready to start a show? Are we ready to start a baseball show or not?
Yes, ready? Done.
13.
All right, no more of that.
Oh my God.
No more of that. All right.
You know what? If we paid you from this non-paying job, I'd have to fire you. But since we're not paying you,
don't even think about firing me from my not a job.
I'd give you a raise, Joe, because I think this is pretty funny.
I'm firing you from your not paying job later. Okay?
Oh man, I'm gonna lose
giving
my
you-
not a job.
Giving
You know what
fair
I'm
warning.
you know what I'm gonna do with myself all day.
Yeah, I know. We know what you do with yourself. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about Mets and not Joe's sex life.
What?
We are having a fantastic. Hey, welcome people. Go back in. Welcome people. You are watching the Put in the Book Show, New York Mets pocket. Don't encourage him, Farace. Stop it. You are on the Put in the Book Show, New York Mets podcast. We're going to talk about the Mets if we can, if our producer lets us, and if we can. We've been on a winning streak. We've been doing great. We just played the oh my God thing. You must have seen it like 6 times. And that seems to be the Mets rallying cry every time they hit a home run. Hey, George, every time we hit a home run, they play oh my God. Everybody goes crazy. It's a pretty cool song. It's a pretty cool song. It's a lot of fun.
What song are you talking about? What?
Which one? Oh my God, I think it is, right?
Oh my God! Oh my God!
No, the guy that floats in front of the camera is not Jeff McNeil. I think it's Lenny Dykstra.
Yeah, right. He's about 3'2". And
That makes
ring
sense.
chime just went off.
Sense.
You just made my dog freak out.
All right.
We're back, baby. Woo!
Are you sure we're back? Who's back? The Mets or us? Who are we talking about?
Well, that's what George says.
All right. Let's just relax with this "we back" thing. Let's just not get too crazy. We are playing really well. We are playing really well.
We're back. F you. We're back. Don't get crazy. We are on a remarkable run by any standard, and
you know what?
I'll be goddamn if I'm not going to enjoy it. You know what? All right, I'm done. Go ahead. God.
No, I for me personally, I agree. I think that it's amazing. I think this run we've been on is not something that is to be taken as a fluke. It's been, let's face it, almost 25 games that we've been good. That's a stretch. I mean,
Yes, and Rodriguez will tell you what coincides with those 25 games. What is it? What coincides with that 25 game stretch?
Some purple thing.
No, it's
Alvarez.
Alvarez, man. Alvarez. The hammer.
No. Alvarez has nothing to do with it yet. The purple thing is first. Show me the purple. Kind of looks like Alvarez, by the way. Anyway, if you think about it, take a good look at that thing. That's a little bit of an Alvarez thing.
Yuki, what's up, man?
The Grimace has been doing a great job for us. We've hit that lucky streak with that Grimace and that purple power type of thing. So the Yankees didn't
You know
like
what?
it. I know that.
Grimace stuff. I think it's completely silly.
Yeah, I know. But
you know what?
But you believe in what?
If it's what I believe in the performance of the players right now, but if it's what makes everybody happy and get together, and if it's what you want to put up for the cause of the streak, I'm all for it. I
thought we were having fun a few minutes ago. Producer Joe said, "I don't care what you say. Don't take my fun away." Blah, blah, blah. Grimace is fun, dude. Grimace is fun. Oh my God, it's fun.
I personally don't care. I'm more interested in the improvement at the plate for Lindor. I'm the improvement at the plate for Nimmo, JD Davis holding things down. Pete Alonso
doesn't play on our team, by the way.
In there. I mean,
thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you for that info. But JD Davis plays on the Yankees. All right. So now since you're going to be serious, you're going to talk about stuff.
Oh, he did say JD Davis.
Did I?
When you pay attention to the actual conversation, that's what you learn. You know that people might say the wrong thing every once in a while. Not JD Davis, JD Martinez, and that's right, Keith. We're going to start off with JD. We'll start off with JD.
Yeah, I mean the guy's been fantastic in terms of his ability to hit. Number one, and number two, his veteran leadership. He has, in my opinion, really solidified and anchored this lineup, and best move we've made in a long time.
Yeah, did you see that blurb I sent this afternoon in our chat about Carlos Mendoza's comment about JD Davis? Did you see that?
No, I didn't catch that. I was working. I was trying to catch up, but
what work? What work?
Who does that?
What? I don't understand. This is a Carlos Mendoza quote. He started being vocal in the hitters' meetings, one-on-one conversations, and then hitters started going to him. Then him going to the hitting coaches to get on the same page and put together good game plans. All right? You know who that is? JB Davis.
Yep.
But did you hear the quote I read from Mendoza?
I did.
No.
Just now I did, yeah, but he was going to him, yeah.
No, I mean he's telling us that he turned the whole crew around, hitting wise. I mean, he says, it started with him in the meeting, in the hitters meetings, then one-on-one with the hitters. Then he was going to the coaches. They started putting together game plans. So, I mean, this is a huge impact.
Yeah. No, but it's the best trade we've made in the last few years. I mean, the guy is polarizing. I mean, he came in once he got healthy and he started getting moving again. You could tell everybody just kind of gathered, and I guess looking for his leadership and shoot, I love it. I mean, I what a great addition, and he's performing beyond anything I even thought he could, because I thought by his age he'd start declining, and he's not even close to that. The guy is just on fire. Why is Rodriguez in the back? Oh, there he goes.
Oh man, this guy we gave up on you, dude. We gave
Yeah,
up.
I gave up on you guys too. So now that I'm back,
Your dreams were
Yeah. So JD Davis as our DH has been amazing.
welcome back to that same old place that you left.
I've been waiting for
JD
someone
Davis
to
has been on the brain because he went to the Yanks and then played against us. So,
Yeah, but didn't he hit into a couple of double plays? And
no, I don't miss him at all. He was never a favorite player of mine with his double, triple clutch before throwing the first. I mean, but you know, I wish him the best. Just not against us. Send him the
Max
text.
has some insights in there. Are you hear me? You guys hear me?
I hear you, bro.
Oh, I don't know. Rodriguez got quiet, very quiet.
just waiting for you guys to finish.
No, I'm waiting for you to read the. Can you read the comments on the screen? You can't see the screen. That I'm going to take that as a yes. Okay, you got Max who says it started when everyone spoke up and cleared the air.
Was that Lopez moment that did that?
Probably, my guess. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, because that was a bit of a moment, right? He threw the glove into the crowd. Everybody was all upset. The media started jumping in. Outside players started criticizing. It was like a whole thing. And Mets just kind of
We
rose
were
top a little bit, right?
that was the bottom. That was the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah.
They they figured it out after that.
We're finished, Rodriguez, if you want to say something.
I don't know. Rodriguez still hasn't said a word. I'm actually starting to worry about him.
Just waiting for you guys to finish.
Okay, we're finished. What's up?
You sure?
Positive.
Positive.
For the moment.
Can we start talking about the Mets and start doing the show now? Or are you guys going to talk about something else?
Well, we're just not doing that.
Want to make sure.
That's what we were just talking about. What the dude? That all right? You want to start the show?
13.
I think you're going to go through the whole countdown.
Welcome to the Put It in the Book show.
Is it because I said JD Davis instead of Martinez?
I don't know, man. Something blew Rodriguez right off the rails.
It was a simple accident.
Yeah, I guess it was me. So since we're gonna talk about JD Davis, let's really talk about the real JD on the team, okay? So when JD Davis started speaking out, producer Joe, back behind the wall. Give me 5 minutes. All right. When JD Martinez first.
By the way, you did say Davis also. You did say Davis.
It's an actual mistake. I mean, JD Davis was
point.
a part of the team so long, but anyway,
It doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter if I say JD Davis, JD Drew. You know what? It was Deion Sanders the other day had a great catch in right field. I mean, what does it matter? Nobody's listening anyway.
basket catch Mays, you know, I mean.
Yeah, even Willie Mays jumped out of the grave and made a basket catch over there right behind second base.
All right, but all kidding aside, I mean, JD Martinez, your thoughts on his obvious impacts into what's going on, Rodriguez? I mean, come on, I'm trying to move along, bro. You're holding us, you know, like I don't.
I'm holding you guys up. Oh, okay.
Hold on, I'm gonna hit
My
mute.
bad. I'll stop holding you guys up. That's not.
I'm on mute now.
You're on mute. I can't hear you. Can you tell me? Are you on mute, Keith?
What we were discussing when you were away was Carlos Mendoza's quote about JD Martinez taking a leadership role in the hitters meetings with the coaches, and that they are now have drawn up a game plan together, and that's the impact he's had on our lineup. So, yeah, we were talking about Mets baseball, as a matter of fact. Let me just point
glad
that
to
out.
hear
That we were talking about Mets baseball.
I know. Okay. Sure. Don't let him in. Don't let him in. Okay. What do you got to do to those type of things? You neuter them? We got to neuter him a little bit today. We just need to neuter him because he's out of control. I know his wife. He's not at home, and she's not holding on to that choke collar very tightly. So It's a problem.
So Joe's unsupervised right now.
Joe's unsupervised.
Whoa.
And that's a big huge issue. That's a big huge issue. All right, so we talked about 20 minutes about JD Davis. Let's let's go. Let's talk
Every
about-
time you say JD Davis, I'm unmuting my mic. All right. All right, go ahead.
Okay, JD Davis. How you gonna tell me? How you gonna
I'm
tell me
back.
what to do? How you gonna tell me what to do?
No. Don't tell me what I can't do. Don't tell me what I can't do.
Okay. Every time I talk about JD Davis.
Hold on. Let's reset.
Yeah, let's
Cheers, guys.
Let's reset. Yeah,
Come on,
let's
cheers.
cheer that invisible cup. Yeah, sure. No
All right.
problem.
Not visible
Here,
here.
here's cheers to the invisible cup. All right.
Cheers.
Invisible cup, cheers. Let's go,
Cheers.
cheers. Yeah, let's just give producer Joe more to drink.
Actually,
That's
that empties my whiskey. I'll be
That's
back in
gonna
like 5
gonna
minutes. Go ahead.
turn out
No
well.
sound effects for 5 minutes. Go ahead. Good luck. Good luck without
Yeah.
sound effects.
Good
Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck. Yeah. Thanks. All right, Keith. You wanna try 5 minutes without sound effects, and then we can handle it.
I'm not doing sound effects, but yeah. I
The
can
whole-
definitely do it.
The
Okay.
whole team is playing really well because of JD Martinez. Okay, like you guys said, you guys were right. He has become a leader. He spoke up in the clubhouse, and he should speak up because he's 36 years old. He's a veteran, and the fact is that you can see it in the whole team. You could see Alvarez, you could see Vientos, you could see Lindor, you can see Pete, you can even see McNeil coming around and driving the ball the other way. JD Martinez says center field and the opposite field. Get some meat of the bat on that ball, drive it. Once you're driving it, you can have a choice and you make the pitcher come to you and give you the right pitch, right, Keith? So
Right.
that's why the Mets are scoring 6 and 7 runs a game. Easy. They destroyed the Yankees. They scored what? 21 runs against the Skankies? Okay, 12 and 9. So that's a lot of runs to score against a number one pitcher, which is Gil. Okay, he was like, what is it, 7 and 3? He had a great ERA. He was fantastic. So, but all during this streak, Keith, tell me what you think. They've been beating up on good pitchers. It's not like they've been beating up scrubbies.
No, and that's the real key, bro. I mean, okay. And I made a comment in our group chat. Oh, here comes a good pitcher. We're gonna choke.
You
probably about
did.
2 weeks
You
ago?
did. You did.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's the normal, right? Like we beat up on bad pitching,
That's a
which you're
fair
supposed
point.
to do, but we always choke. Not always, but since we've been not good, we've really, really just like shut down 0 or 1 run or 2 run games against good pitching. And that just has not been the case, especially during the streak where we, the Mets batters, not only do they look, I don't know how to explain it. They're like patient yet aggressive. So they're waiting for their pitch, I guess is probably the best way to explain that. And
I
they're
think-
really taking quality at bats.
I think what they do, if you watch JD Martinez, his at bats, right? What he seems to be doing is he knows there's a pitch coming, and in his mind he says, "I'm going to hit the fastball. I'm going to hit the curveball. I'm going to hit the slider. This guy's going to pitch me outside, so that's where I'm going to look." So he positions himself to look at a certain spot, and when that pitch comes in, he goes for it and he doesn't miss it. And that's what these guys seem to be doing. I mean, Vientos hit an opposite field missile. Okay, he hit a 450-foot shot. Pete is starting to drive the ball the other way. Lindor, Nimmo are hitting home runs to the opposite field. That's telling you that they're waiting back to see what the pitch is. They're giving themselves that little bit of extra time to drive the ball somewhere and drive it with authority. They're not just giving little bloopers here and there. Even though Vientos got a blooper hit, Alvarez driving the ball the other way with his bat speed. These guys are actually playing baseball. Everyone on the team seems to be down basically to drive the ball, to be patient, to look for a pitch, to not swing at every little thing that pitchers are throwing. Because the difference between, Keith, if you really understand this, and I think you do, the difference between the minor leagues, AAA, and the major leagues is that at AAA, you can get these guys to fish. You can get these guys to go out of the strike zone and make bad swings. In the majors, it's very hard to do that. It's very, very hard to do that. So when these guys were doing that, playing like AAA players, they were swinging at nonsense. Why Vientos went down. Why Batty is down right now in the minors, but he's picking it up. He's like destroying the minor leagues, hitting 340 with 7 home runs. So he's doing really well. Again, that also applies to our pitching staff, which has become more aggressive because the Mets come in, they give them 4 or 5 runs in the first 5 innings, so the pitchers can start throwing strikes. So once they start throwing strikes, and we don't have power pitches, we basically have get me over, I'm gonna do an inning and try not to give up too many run type of pitchers. Quintana, even Manea. These guys are doing a decent job of holding the other team to 1 or 2 runs in 5 innings. When the Mets are scoring 5 and 6 every 5 innings, it helps. But what do you think about our pitching staff as far as our starters go? Let's just say starters, because I think our starters are doing a better job now. I'm old school. I want them to do 7, but are you good with 5, Keith?
No, I'm
5
not.
innings?
So I really think our pitching staff has picked up the game, and I think there's a lot to do with the points you brought up, where they're a little more confident when they step on the rubber because our team is putting runs on the board, so they can pitch to hit instead of pitch to miss. And I know that sounds weird to some folks, but pitch to hit meaning most of the time when you hit the ball, you have enough defenders out there, you're going to get out. You're going to pop out. You're going to ground.
Pitch to contact. That's what they
pitch to contact, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not get a hit, right? Pitch to contact. And I think the approach is leaning a little more that way because there's run support behind them. Too bad some folks in the past, like I know it's a sour spot for some of you, especially you, Rodriguez. DeGrom didn't get a little bit of that. But the truth of the matter is, I think it's helping our rotation, especially pitchers like a McGill or a Manaya. But like this is how the team was built. The team was built that we were supposed to score runs. The team was built that we're supposed to have a pitching staff who will manage the other team to score less than us, which I know that sounds, like simple philosophy, but it's how this team was built. And for the season, we've been off and on with our hitting. The capability in this lineup is amazing. I mean, you got a player like Pete Alonso, you got a player like Lindor, you got a player like Nimmo, you got a player like McNeil, who's completely underperforming, and then you add somebody like a JD Martinez, and then you got like Bader, who's a great role player on his team, and somebody like an Alvarez who is really just holding it down from behind the plate, and he's performing at the plate. So this team has a lot of potential offensively, and this pitching rotation has a lot of potential to outperform the other pitchers based off of our extremely amazing, and I know I'm a Met fan, so maybe I'm overhyping it, but our extremely amazing offense.
Listen, you can't. You're not overhyping the offense because.
Wait. How come neither one of you has mentioned McNeil? I don't know.
I said McNeil.
I said McNeil before too.
Yeah, what'd you say about him?
I said that he's really hot. He's got a nice little tight button, his little striped pants when he wears them.
Yeah.
No, I said he's underperforming a little bit, but he's still role playing. I don't know my exact words, but I mentioned him. He's definitely underperforming.
Don't talk. Don't worry about what he's not listening to. He's having a drink. He's not even listening to what we're saying anyway.
Here, my invisible cup for you, Joe.
We said McNeil. We said everybody. Here, Joe.
I'm drinking nothing.
Here's to you, Joe.
I keep hearing somebody's phone going. I keep hearing text messages.
Probably your wife.
But anyway, yeah. So long story short, I like this pitching rotation up against our offense. I think together they can be a very successful combination. And as long as they perform to their potential, we can do some damage and make it into the playoffs.
As long as they perform to the potential, we don't have to trade them because the trading deadline is coming.
I don't think we're going to be
saying that for years if they perform to their potential. We've been saying it for years, because we've had a good lineup, we've had a good roster, we've had the talent. but for whatever reason, they have not performed to their potential at any given time. So,
Uh
except in
the
20,
problem
yeah,
when they perform to their potential, Joe, the offense is not hitting. When they perform to their potential, the defense sucks. We're getting a full team effort right now, where the pitching, the defense, and the hitting are all in sync. Okay,
Yep.
and it's basically starting with the hitting, leading the way to make the pitchers feel more comfortable in the game, so that they can feel that they can throw more strikes and actually be aggressive and pitch to contact, like Keith says. So that's the reason why the pitching and the offense has been good. But I'm hoping for a little bit more length. I'm not going to be negative about it,
No,
but
I'm
five
with
and
you.
six
I'm with you,
innings,
bro.
5 and 6 innings, I guess we'll do that. But you can't expect an offense to score 6 and 7 runs a game all the time. So the pitching has to keep up that pitching to contact and being aggressive, because once they do that, it makes it easier on the offense. Okay, because a lot of guys won't do that. But like I was saying before, if we start slacking again, which I'm hoping we don't, because we have Grimace and we have the "Oh My God" song, so that's gonna keep us going. That's gonna keep us getting better and better. We don't
Whatever
have to worry
works.
about we don't have to worry about talent or anything like that. We have those two. I think that's Alvarez. I really think that's Alvarez. So it kind of looks like him, little short, squatty, thick. Might be a little bit of Alvarez in there.
He's reminding me. I'm sorry for jumping in, Rodriguez, but
Jump in.
he's reminding me a little bit. And I'm not saying that he has the capacity to be that type of player, but I think personally he might. He's reminding me a little bit of a Pudge. He's a short guy, strong, good leader, tough, and he reacts well in a lot of situations. I mean, situational.
Yeah.
From defense to offense, he has been impressive for a young player. I'm
He's
impressed.
very impressive. He's very impressive for a 23-year-old. And think about it, all the stats that keep coming up about him. The one of the few catches, one of the only 3 or 4 catches that has hit 30 home runs before the age of 21 or 22,
Yeah.
something like that, some kind of stat like that. So he's a very energetic guy. He seems to be very committed to the team, very committed to the staff, which is his first actual job, is to
He's
be
doing
a
really well with
catcher.
that too.
A catcher, yeah, and the offensive stats that he puts up are golden. I mean, they're fantastic. He's got great bat speed, a lot of strength, and he seems to be learning. And you could see him when he's at that at bat, where he's talking to himself, he's thinking, he's trying to figure out. You just see the kid getting better and better every game. Okay, and that's what you want from your young guys.
Do,
Him,
do you,
Vientos. You want these guys to be strong mentally before then their talent will shine through once they
especially at that
know how
position.
to handle things. Well, a catcher, and if you're at the hot corner, think about the hot corner. I mean, remember when Pete came up? He came up and he hit 50 home runs, and he was just a beast and a monster. But he had his head together at the time, and he had a couple of veteran guys helping him. So now with Alvarez, with Vientos, with all the young guys that we have down in the minor leagues, you have to think about this, because we have young guys. We have Batty, we have Gilbert, we have Acuna, we have this kid named, I think, Ryan Hightower, whatever, Clifford, or whatever his name is. I
Hightower from
forget.
Police Academy.
Hightower. Remember Hightower, Police Academy? I think
Yeah, I
there's a Ryan
do
Hightower.
actually. Yeah.
There's a Ryan Hightower on my fantasy team. I think that's why that name came up. But there's a bunch of young kids, offensively minded young kids, and a few pitchers. We've even seen a little bit of Christian Scott when he came up. Remember the first game when he came up, the first game, he was balls, man. He came up and he was throwing strikes, and he was having a good time, and he was pitching his game. So
Looking
these
good.
young, yeah, there's talent in the minor leagues. So by saying that, having that talent in the minor leagues, we also have to think about the veterans that we have on our team that are not performing, that are hurt, or that can bring us even more talent. Like, for example, the trade deadline is coming up. I mentioned that a little while ago. So at the trade deadline, what do we do with a guy like Marte? What do we do with a guy like Quintana? Even though he's a pitcher, he's a prominent pitcher on our staff. He's not a guy that's a go forward guy in the top of the rotation. Once Senga comes back, a couple of these guys become expendable. Okay, you can get rid of a Quintana, you can get rid of a Manea, those type of guys. You can trade them and get younger guys. What do you think about that, Keith? I'm all for being relatively smart at our trade deadline, because if we're still in the hunt for a wild card spot, I don't want to really get rid of all those older guys that have the experience and won't choke. By bringing the new guys up, you gotta put in a little bit of old and a little bit of something new. So at the trade deadline, who do you think we're looking to get rid of?
I mean, here's going to be an unpopular. I'm going to throw a couple out there, but here's going to be a very unpopular one, and I'm going to say McNeil has become a little expendable, right? I think based on his
a lot expendable
and what he has done, you can get some good prospects for him. And prospects are our thing right now, right? Because we're still building, and you can see the results of the prospects, right? Alvarez, Vientos, Scott. You can see the impact they have on this team. So I think that again, from an unpopular standpoint, possibly an unpopular standpoint, McNeil's in there. I think Manaya is also a possibility, right? Because he is a solid 4 or 5. He's a solid possible long reliever on a playoff team, and somebody might give us some decent prospects for him. I don't think we trade because I think we are in a position where we can possibly make the playoffs. I don't think we trade impact players. I don't think we trade an Alonso like Facebook likes to keep throwing.
Do you trade a Marte? Because he's
hurt right now, right?
He's always hurt. Okay, he's always going to have an injury every year now.
And it's his last year, right?
And it's his last year, and he has a bum knee. You get rid of a Marte, even though he was pretty hot. And
if he wasn't hurt, yeah, and there was value for him, yeah, I say get rid of him, because I think at his age, I don't think we're re-signing him. I think we're going to lean a little more back to some potential trades or free agency or our minor leagues to fill that kind of role. I think we would take him and we would trade him and fill up our single AA prospects to hopefully become something in the majors one day.
I'm kind of digging that. I'm kind of digging getting some prospects, even though this is and we didn't mention we do not have Farace on the show today. As you see all the chaos that happened at the beginning of the show, we do not have Farace. Okay, well, he's some ball-headed guy that kind of joins the show every once in a while. He's out there growing some new teeth, and he'll be fine. Next week, you can explain why he said that. So if you guys tune in next week,
I still don't know who that is. I know Mama Farace.
Mama Farace. Listen, Mama Farace is a great lady.
Yeah, okay? Send her the link, Joe. Let's get her in.
All right, but here's the thing. I want to hear Producer Joe's opinion on the trade deadline. Who would he get rid of? Because Producer Joe just goes total anger and total hate on people, and sometimes I kind of dig that.
Don't you talk like that about my Producer Joe.
Right, I'm not afraid to stop kissing it.
You got to remember, we're going to get Senga back. So, if anything, I wouldn't mind trading a couple of small pieces for farm. McNeil is on the table. I would put Marte on the table. They're probably at the highest value they're going to be for the rest of their career right now. So they're only both going to, be worth less and less. Other than that, I mean, I think we stand pat on what we have. I don't think we need to go make any big moves. I wouldn't mind building the farm a little bit with a couple of players that are expendable.
That's provided we stay at the clip that we're at right now. But let's say we start going down.
No, because I think obviously, have we not learned this is a roller coaster team? I mean, we may have a, run of, knock wood, we may have a run of
another 70 games. Let's just have a really good run of another 70 games.
Yeah. No, just I mean, regardless of our performance between now and the trade deadline, this team has already shown that as assembled, they can win ball games and they could compete and don't want to meet us in a 3-game series, especially with Senga back. You know,
You absolutely do not, especially with JD Martinez um,
oh,
leading the
ah,
team. I have to be very careful. I don't want to have a little Freudian slip. When you still did the go though. I didn't say anything after that
I,
go.
you know, I have it on auto trader. His JD.
Well, this is the part of the show that I like, where we start talking smack about people, and let's just talk two things. Brian Holmes sucks. Okay, first of all, and the Skankies. What a wonderful thing that we just crushed them. Okay, and it didn't just upset the players, by the way, because at the end of the day, somebody on their announcement team was pretty upset that the Mets were regarded as the best booth in baseball. Some schmuck from the Yankees. I didn't want to say his name, but I think Keith knows his name, and I think this is right up Keith's alley when we're talking about schmucks and the Skankies. All right. I know Keith and Ron and Gary was kind of quiet, but Ron did make a comment because it kind of hit him, and I'm so glad that Ron said something. But what are you
What
going
did
to
Ron
say
say?
about
I
that,
missed
Keith?
that. I was actually searching for that.
Ron was just kind of little. He made a little comment about that. They're not about the comment that Michael K. Yeah, I said his name. Michael K. made that the Mets are not the best booth. He thinks that the Skankies booth is better than our booth. He thinks that David Cohn, Paul O'Neill, and himself are better broadcasting team than the one that we have at SNY. What do you think I'm going to ask you, Keith, but I also want producer Joe to be ramped up on this. So, Keith, what do you think
yeah, no,
about these guys?
you're getting me going. You're getting me going.
All right, wait, for a
I,
second.
I
Let
have to
Keith
admit,
say his piece.
the Yankees booth is not bad. Like I listen, if I listen to a Yankee game, which is not often.
Joe.
No, I'm not done.
Thank you. Thank you. Don't ever say that on this podcast.
It's not terrible. I've heard worse. I've heard like the Marlins.
Okay, that's good. I like that.
I've heard terrible. So
point. That's a good point.
I would say they're in the bottom 10, but they're not the bottom of the 10.
Okay.
When it comes to the
Marlins,
Mets,
Marlins are down there, man. Definitely.
I'm sorry, it don't work when we're all talking at the same time.
Oh, you just figured that out? You just figured that out this moment?
No, I've always figured that out. That's why sometimes I just stay quiet. But I'm just saying, so they're not the worst, but they're not in the class of the Mets booth. They're just not. The Mets booth, I mean, Gary, you have somebody who's been a childhood Mets fan who always aspired to be an announcer for the Mets, became an announcer for the Mets. The guy sat beside the great, and I paused between them because it deserves a pause, Bob Murphy. Bob Murphy was the absolute best. I mean, even in his old age, like we used to, like George and I, my buddy George, who was in the chat, him and I, sometimes we make fun of him because he'd have all this phlegm in his throat. But the guy painted a picture that was so beautiful, you didn't need a TV. And Gary sat beside him for years and was friends with him. And then Gary's teamed up with his childhood icons, Keith Hernandez and Ron Darling, who are some of the greatest baseball minds you will ever know. Ron Darling is so intelligent. I mean, the guy knows baseball better from an analytics standpoint and just from a approach than most people. Keith Hernandez, he should have been a hitting coach. I don't know why he became an announcer. I'm grateful he did because he's a lot of fun, but he really should have been a hitting coach. His knowledge is beyond anything I can comprehend. And you put them three together, you have the best booth in baseball. There is no doubt about it, and there's no reason why SNY should not brag about it. How was that?
Well said, brother. Well said. Producer Joe, jump on that.
Now I can talk.
Now you can talk.
Well,
how it works? It's called the conversation.
Let me just say, it was nice that I can't remember exactly what Ron said. Also, I know it was during the rain delay, and something came up unrelated, and it was definitely a dig back at the Yankee booth, and it was just the three of them started laughing, because they were trying to avoid the subject. But they're widely recognized as one of the better boots in baseball. Of course, we think they're the absolute best, but they continually come in every year in the top 5 when they're ranking them every year. They're one of the best in baseball, and it was just very petty and childish for the Yankee boot to say anything at all. I mean, they're acting like the little brothers of the city.
100%. That's freaking. What is he doing? Is he
totally
doing this
messing
again?
with us. He's totally messing with us. I'm gonna drop him out in a second.
You're gonna drop him out? Okay, don't drop him out just yet, because I gotta ask. Don't drop him out yet.
He's got the mute on purpose.
He's got the mute on?
I can turn the mute off. Yeah. Now you forget. Look at that. Yeah, I can actually unmute.
Yeah, see that? Look at that.
He's got it overridden. Look at that.
All right, so tell what are you trying to say, Keith? What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say?
I was trying to say that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh my God. Well, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, I agree. Everyone agrees. Everyone agrees. So, and my 2 cents are: you have basically a left out Hall of Famer. You have a Hall of Famer in your booth. You have one of the best pitchers of the 80s and 90s in your booth. Okay, and you have maybe one of the best announcers to ever be on TV, Gary Cohn. So, Michael K., don't be such a girl. Okay, you got whooped, you got beat up. Don't stop crying. There's no crying in the booth, is there? Or is there some crying in the booth? I think there might be.
Are you crying? Are you crying?
There it is.
Yeah,
all right,
Gary's passion is bar none. Something I said?
Yeah, I don't think either one of us understood you. Yeah.
I said Gary's passion for his game calls is bar none. Nobody can beat that.
Oh yeah, no.
It's fantastic.
I mean, yeah.
It's fantastic. One of the best things they've done is to show Gary when we have those big moments, is to actually show a video when he throws his pen and he starts screaming but he's like a controlled screamer at the moment, even though he really wants to cheer as a Met fan. You could kind of tell, but it's fantastic. That's why I think we have the best booth in baseball. Okay.
We do.
Now, the best booth in baseball is going to be on tonight in a few minutes, right after us, and they're going to be talking about upcoming games. So we have a 3-game series. We're still playing baseball, Joe. We're still playing a little bit of baseball. So we're going to be playing the Houston Astros, who are kind of hot right now. Okay, even though their best player is hurt. Thank you, Kyle Tucker. You're on my fantasy team. Appreciate it. Even though their best player is hurt, they're still playing good baseball. So coming up, 3-game series against the Houston Astros. Keith, who do we got first on that 3-game series?
Well, first game we have. Let's make sure I'm not muted again, Joe. First game we have our very own Quintana going against. Oh wow! It just changed because the game actually started. Ronel Blanco. I gotta look up his stats for a second, but our Quintana has pitching to a 4.58 ERA. The
Is that right?
Astros pitcher Blanco is pitching to a 2.34 ERA. I think he's 8-2 if I'm not mistaken. He's looking pretty good. He's having a good year. They've been struggling just a little bit, they being the Astros. And then in game 2, we have our very own Tylor Megill, who's pitching 2-4 to a 4.81 ERA.
I threw up in my mouth.
Going against Framber Valdez, who's 6-5 with a 3.68 ERA for the Astros.
I like that.
And then in game 3, we're looking at a TBD for the Astros. They're predicting right now it's going to be. Well, hold on. It's not giving me any information on them. Sorry.
So we're playing against TBD.
Yeah, they're still TBD, and we have our one of our aces on the team right now who's pitching is Severino, pitching that game 3 on Sunday. He's going 5-2, and he's got a 3.29 ERA.
I like that. I like Severino at the back end of this 3-game set.
I hope we sign him.
What do you think? What do you think? What do you think about this 3-game set? We're going 2 out of 3, 1 out of 3, 3 out of 3.
I'm struggling with this a little bit, right? Because we're both super hot, and we both came in just reaching 500. So we are kind of like mirror images of each other in terms of the journey. But of course, I like our Mets offense, although. The offense for the Astros have been great. Their pitching has been better than ours. But to the point we spoke to earlier, we've been hitting good pitching really well. So I'm going to say we're going to take 2 out of 3. I think we're going to win tonight. I think we're going to win Sunday's game.
So we lose the Tyler McGill game, which to be honest, I'm kind of with you on that. I think tonight it'll be a good game to win. And Sunday, we have basically our current ace right now, Severino, pitching. And I'm saying that even though I never wanted to, even though he was a skanky, but I appreciate him now. And we're good. I'm going for 2 out of 3. Producer Joe, what do you think?
You know what I hear when you say Tyler McGill? I hear 3 3/4 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, 4 walks, 1 strikeout, 102 pitches. The guy can't go 5 innings, man.
Nobody can anymore.
It's sad, but, unless we have one of our big offensive outbursts early in that game, we're losing the McGill game. I mean, and it's so you look at the other 2 games, and I feel like we'll split them. So. Unfortunately, I think we dropped 2 out of 3 this weekend. Unfortunately.
Okay. Well, let's hope you're wrong, but it's a fair assessment, to be honest, because if we're both sort of the same team, we're both kind of playing the same way. Even the Astros have had a really bad starting pitching year. I mean, their guys are all hurt, so we get that. But this is the time to take advantage of them. We're beating good teams. We swept the Skankies. We haven't lost a series for a good minute. We're playing fantastic ball thanks to Grimace and Francisco Alvarez, those 2 guys, and maybe the same guy. So we're taking 2 out of 3 from. I'm saying 2 out of 3 from the Astros. Keith is saying 2 out of 3 from the Astros. Producer Joe's saying 1 out of 3 from the Astros. Farace is saying nothing because he has no teeth. He'll tell you about that next week. So, at the end of the day, we're going to have a good weekend regardless. We've been playing great ball. The Mets are hot. We're a team again. We're getting on national TV again because we're popular.
Over-under sightings on Grimace in Houston. How many Grimace sightings will there be in Houston? I say 4. I say there's at least 4 over the course of the weekend. 4 Grimace sightings.
I'm gonna over. I'm gonna go over on that. I think the Mets fans really love Grimace and they love to dress up in costumes because they're freaky like that. I'm gonna go over on the 4.
All right,
I hate Grimace. F McDonald's unless they want to sponsor us. So I'm gonna just say 0.
Wow!
Okay. Wow! What a crab! What a Crabtree! This guy! What a Crabtree! Wow! 1-800 fun.
Welcome back,
Buzz
Tillington.
Yes. Yeah. Negative Nelly. Wow! Yeah. I thought that was Farace.
Yes, we love you too. Wait,
and it's Keith. Yeah. There you. Well done.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Lick it and stick it. So check it out. We're coming to the end of the show, so let's. Did I just get muted or unmuted? Where am I?
I didn't touch nothing, but your audio dropped out. You said
okay.
End of the show. Final thoughts?
End of the show. Final thoughts. Let's start with Mr. Lawrence over here, since he's negative Nancy. Are we gonna get
Altuve, fuck a mother effing top.
Talking about that's better.
There it
That's
is.
better. What else? What else you got, Keith? That it? You're just gonna
Like I said, I think we're going to win
it?
2 out of 3 against the Astros. We're not going to go into the other games during the week because we're just not doing that today. But it's going to be a fun series this weekend because it's like 2 teams. Like I said, it's like Bizarro Mets and Mets clashing this weekend. So let's go Mets. Let's make a statement and take 2 out of 3 against these suckers.
What about you, Producer Joe? Final words.
It's been a great time to be a Met fan for 3 weeks, 4 weeks now. It's been fun again, and I have said it many times over the course of the season. We love to be miserable, and we love them when they're winning, and when they're winning is definitely much more fun. It's fun to be a Met fan, sweeping the Yankees, shutting up the Yankee fans for 1 minute. Well, 27, have some of that. Exactly. So
Exactly.
it's fun. This is a fun time. Enjoy it. I mean, we enjoy it even when we're losing, and we love to complain about them, but this is goddamn.
Since George is watching, as George would say, it wasn't just a win; it was an ass kicking.
It was an authoritative game. We let them know where we stand, and we treated them like our redheaded stepchilds. Nothing against redheaded stepchilds, bless you all, but we took care of the Skankies this weekend. My final words is, let's go Mets. Let's have a fantastic weekend. Whatever happens. Cheer your team on. Always be positive, and bless you all. Peace.
So Mets.
Mr. Joe, take us out of here.
Pull it, somebody!